we'll come further on. And this is just the epidural set that we use. So you don't need to know anything about this, but when the anaesthetic doctor comes and inserts the epidural, it's through this little pump that the infusion occurs. So just while we're talking about epidural, I'll just quickly mention to you, in your information pack when you come to the labour ward, what we do is we give you a leaflet on epidurals. So it tells you all the things that are good about epidurals and the things that maybe aren't so good. So the things that are good is that it's good pain relief when it works well. Not all epidurals are 100% effective, but they do try and get that every area is covered and that the pain relief is effective. Is that okay? We encourage mobilisation as much as possible. So we normally only give epidurals when you're in established labour, and that's considered between 3 and 4 centimetres up to about 8 centimetres.
So you're encouraging, when you say mobilization, more walking?
More walking, more squatting. So we'll do those exercises maybe in a few minutes. So just to get the idea regarding epidural, it's a service that's available to all women, all right, but we'd want you to be at least 3 centimetres before you take it. And the reason for that is because labour slows down with the epidural, and then if the contractions or the pains go off, then we need to give you a drug called syntocinon to speed back up the contractions again. Okay, so if you were 3 or 4 centimetres taking it, the chances are those pains will keep coming and you won't need the syntocinon drug. Does that make sense? Okay. The other thing I suppose with epidurals is that you need to know you can't be in and out of the toilet now anymore, because now you don't have the full power of your legs. Okay, so you are confined to the bed. And because we're giving you drugs in through the epidural catheter, now you have to be connected to the CTG, or the continuous tachograph. And all that is a little picture of the baby, monitoring the baby. So it's monitoring the baby's heartbeat. Okay, so with an epidural, you will be in the bed, you will be connected to a CTG monitor, and now you'll have to put a needle in your hand as well, because you're more prone to your blood pressure dropping off. So we need to give you fluids in order just to keep your blood pressure up. That makes sense?
Yeah, just one question, Marcel, on the epidural. When the baby is delivered, when the baby is born, could you tell me, are you confined into the bed, or what happens?
So for a few hours after the baby is delivered, until your legs are fully mobile. So when we're transferring you from here to the maternity ward, you'll be transferred from this bed onto another bed, and then you'll be transferred to the ward on the bed. Once you're out on the ward, it will be at least an hour or 2 later, and then another hour or 2 after that, you'll be able to get up with assistance to the toilet. Okay, but don't ever get out of the bed on your own, because you never know if those legs are going to work fully for you. Does that make sense?
So you're confined to the bed after the baby as well for a number of hours?
You are. So for the lady that doesn't have an epidural, she can come off the bed and walk out and have a shower. Fantastic. For the lady with an epidural, she can't do that for at least 4 to 5 hours afterwards.
So Marcella, that's the epidural. But don't they rub something onto your back then before they put in that epidural?
They do, Mary. So what they do is they give a local anaesthetic, and the idea behind that is that you should feel pressure, but you shouldn't feel any pain when that needle is going in, okay? So it's like you're going to the dentist, the same idea that the area is numb, they'll numb that area, and then you get into position, and then once that area is ready, then they'll be able to insert the needle. So you should feel somebody working, and they'll feel your hips, right? They'll actually feel your hips, because they need to know they're going to the L2, L3 space, or sometimes the L3, L4. You don't need to know anything about that, but just the spot that we open it up and that the needle is inserted, and they'll have given that local anaesthetic there to help you with the needle. Is that okay?
Lovely.
Yeah.